vibrant, balanced, easy gut-friendly recipes for you this week. Got this salmon whipped feta and tabbouleh recipe, along with a KEDGEREE, but with a twist. I've got this chickpea KEDGEREE and this super low effort, super tasty aubergine and beef stir fry. These recipes are perfect for midweek when you're craving something delicious, but you also want something that feels good too. For all of my recipe ebooks, you can head over to my website. Let me know in the comments which one you will be trying out first. I would love to hear from you. Let's jump into the first one. Let's go. This is a super tasty, super effective, gut-loving, gut-friendly meal that makes me truly feel good from the inside out. Also, with the changing seasons, with the warmer weather, this one is perfect. So I know some people say tabbouleh, some people say tabbouleh. I'm gonna say tabbouleh for this video, okay? So for our tabbouleh, we are going to need some bulgur wheat. At least I'm using bulgur wheat. I actually prefer just using regular couscous, but I didn't have any, so I'm working with ingredients that I have on hand. If you want a gluten-free option, you could definitely use some quinoa. And if you just want a complete grain and seed-free option, you could just chop up all of the herbs. So for the whipped feta, we're gonna be needing some feta along with some Greek yogurt, and just to make everything super, super creamy. So starting off with our salmon, you could definitely do this the night before if you'd prefer. But yes, I just did mine and cooked mine straight away. So I just removed the scales from my salmon, just giving it a wash, giving it a pat down. And then I seasoned with some salt. I used this, it's called a lemon chicken rub, but I love it on fish. It's from a brand called Steenbergs. It's just a wonderful blend of herbs and spices. So yeah, just use this really simple seasoning on my salmon, along with a little bit of lemon zest. I'm gonna put the juice on just before I cook it, and a little splash of tamari. I also drizzled over a little touch of olive oil. So I'll just cook my salmon and squeeze over some lemon juice about 10 minutes before I'm ready to eat. So really easy. For this whipped feta, I just combined some feta, some Greek yogurt, some lemon juice, a good squeeze of lemon juice, some extra virgin olive oil, and some ground black pepper. So I like blending mine until it's super, super creamy like this type of consistency. If you feel like you gave it too much time in the blender and it's too soft for you, you can just place it in the fridge and it will kind of harden up in there. So for this bulgur wheat, I feel like I haven't cooked bulgur wheat for years. But anyways, yes, we're gonna give our bulgur wheat a good wash, just like we would with rice. Just give it a good wash and rinse until the water runs clear. It's a very, very simple grain to cook. I just placed in some water along with some salt, brought it to a boil, reduced the heat, covered the lid, and let it cook. I finally chopped up some red onion along with plenty of fresh herbs. So I've got some dill and some parsley, which I just finely chopped. I fancied adding in some tomatoes, so I just chopped those up. So grabbing a bowl, I combined some extra virgin olive oil along with a touch of pomegranate molasses. I'm in the phase of just trying to use up everything in my kitchen. I feel like I have so many random things, and I thought this would be a nice addition. Threw in some lemon juice, then threw in those fresh herbs, those chopped onions, and all of those tomatoes, just combining everything. So yeah, I placed in some salt. I also fancied adding in some sumac with some cumin, but that is totally optional. You know what I'm like in my kitchen. I can't hold back sometimes. I just combined everything, and then once that bulgur was cooked, I just fluffed it up. It will look something like this. So I threw the bulgur into the bowl whilst everything was hot, and yeah, just combined. This was so delicious. And adding in that pomegranate molasses, such a shout. It gave this tabbouleh almost like a subtle sweetness, which just worked so well. So give everything a taste. You can adjust if it needs a little bit more lemon juice, if you need to throw some more onions in, if you need some more herbs, maybe a little bit of black pepper, like I threw in, of course I threw some black pepper in. Just look how beautiful this one looks once plated. So we're gonna throw on that whipped feta with that tabbouleh, and then that salmon, which was just cooked for about 10 minutes. I squeezed over more lemon just because I can't get enough with a recipe like this. And yes, this was the final dish. Stunning, gorgeous, beautiful food, super uncomplicated, such a satisfying balanced plate of food. I love all of the different layers within this recipe, all of those fresh herbs that we've used, that beautiful piece of salmon that we've cooked, all of this on top of that delicious whipped feta. Oh my goodness, this one is incredible. You know when you're sat in a restaurant eating a dish and you're thinking, I make this 10 times better? That happened to me last week. I ordered a KEDGEREE out and I wanted my own. It wasn't a great KEDGEREE. This is my very fiber-rich chickpea KEDGEREE. So if you're unfamiliar with what a KEDGEREE is, it is this warm, comforting rice dish full of so many spices, so many wonderful spices. It involves adding flaked fish and lots of butter. I love adding peas to my KEDGEREE, and I sometimes add chickpeas, which is what I'm doing today, as a wonderful touch to this classic recipe. This is such a nourishing comfort one-pot recipe. We're gonna make this one delicious. So we'll be needing some smoked fish of choice. You could use smoked haddock, smoked cod, you could even use smoked mackerel, which I have a recipe from years ago on my channel where I use smoked mackerel, which I often like to do, but I just fancied some smoked haddock today. Just to really enhance this KEDGEREE experience, we're gonna be adding in some chickpeas. Make sure you've got a really tasty chickpea that you love. I've got some frozen peas, some frozen petit pois, which is also going to ramp up the fiber and also the taste within this recipe. I'm going to be using some white basmati rice, a couple of lemons for this recipe. We're going to top everything with those soft boiled eggs. I prefer soft boiled eggs. Obviously you can hard boil your eggs if you prefer. The spices that we're going to be adding in include some curry powder, some turmeric, some cardamom. I've got some bay leaves, and we're going to add a little cinnamon stick in also. So you'll be needing some stock of choice. I am choosing to use some chicken stock today, and then any fresh herbs of choice. I just feel like coriander goes so well with the KEDGEREE, so that's what I'll be using. So starting off by poaching the fish in some of the broth. I want to get this step out of the way because I want to use the broth to cook the rice. So yeah, I'm going to do this first. So in a shallow pan, I just gently heated some of that broth. I placed the fish in, I covered the pan, and I just let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes or so. We're going to start building all of that flavor for this rice. So we're going to start by peeling and finely as possible, chopping up a white onion. So I grabbed a large shallow pan, just heating it on a low to medium heat. I want to get everything buttery and delicious, so I grabbed some butter to cook my onions in. So I placed in a knob of butter, I just let it melt in the pan, and I placed in those finely chopped onions. So let those onions gently cook and soften, and whilst they are cooking, we can remove the poached fish, the poached smoked haddock from the broth, keeping the broth because remember we're going to use that broth for later on. Yeah, you're going to be left with the softest, flakiest fish, so go ahead and just flake the fish using the back of a fork, just removing the skin. Setting that flaked fish aside, I continued by finely grating some ginger along with some garlic. We're going to add both to the pan with the onions along with some salt. We're just going to continue to gently cook. You can just give everything a good stir. So once our onions, garlic, and ginger have softened in that pan, we can go ahead and add in some spices, including the curry powder, some turmeric, and some crushed whole cardamom pods. So mix everything and just let it cook for a couple of minutes on a really low heat. So we're going to throw our rice in shortly. So just grabbing a pot or a bowl just to wash our rice. You want to wash your rice really well until the water runs clear. So we're also going to open up our jar or our carton or our tin of chickpeas and just rinse those off well too. So in the pan with those wonderful spices, that onion, that garlic, and that ginger, we are going to place our washed rice in along with our rinsed beans. I'm going to add that stock that I poached the smoked haddock in along with the remaining stock from the pouch. Just because I fancied it, I threw in some extra butter along with a bay leaf and a cinnamon stick. I really should have just added the bay leaf and the cinnamon stick in from earlier when I was cooking the onions, but it completely slipped my mind. I'm not worrying because this KEDGEREE is going to be absolutely glorious. I know it. So just combining the rice and the chickpeas, just giving everything a little shake in that pan. So I brought everything to a gentle simmer. I then reduced the heat to low, covered the pan, and just let that KEDGEREE cook and steam. Whilst it was cooking and my kitchen was smelling fragrant, oh my goodness, the smells in my kitchen. I just prepared the last few little things that we're going to add into the KEDGEREE and on top of the KEDGEREE. So that included me finely chopping up some coriander along with putting some eggs to boil. These eggs that I'm using are different sizes. So some were cooked for 6 minutes, some 6 minutes and a half, and then like one other was cooked for 6 minutes and 45 seconds. My aim was to cook some jammy eggs to top this KEDGEREE with. And after about 20 minutes, you can check on the rice, see if it needs any extra liquid, if your rice needs a little extra cooking, which mine did. So I just let it cook for an extra 5 to 10 minutes. I removed the bay leaf and the cinnamon stick, just fluffing that rice up before adding in that smoked haddock, along with my defrosted peas, lots and lots of finely chopped coriander and a squeeze of lemon juice. I just combined everything in that pan. There is a recipe that is never going to fail. It is a KEDGEREE. I just feel like it's such a crowd pleaser. Everybody likes a big comfort pot of rice, and then adding in that smoked haddock, adding in those chickpeas even, my goodness. So give it a taste. If you need some extra lemon juice, I often like a lot of lemon juice in this recipe right here. This is a recipe for sure that you have to taste to believe it, because I feel like visually, I don't know, for me it looks delicious, but I don't know if it would appeal to everyone. Just this big pot of rice with some random eggs on the side or on top. But if you know, you know. If you've had a KEDGEREE before, if you're accustomed to eating KEDGEREE, you know how delicious this dish is. I served mine up with my jammy soft boiled eggs on the side, and then I topped with some fresh chives that I just had randomly, and I thought that would be nice. Gave it a little bit of black pepper, an extra squeeze of lemon juice. I just had to. We've got fish, we've got eggs, we've got chickpeas, we've got peas, we've got fresh herbs. If you want to cook up a big batch, it will store perfectly in the fridge. The most delicious, balanced, gut-loving meal. We've got everything in here. So we're gonna make this aubergine beef stir fry. We're gonna throw in lots of fresh wild garlic because I've got plenty, and I've also got some basil, which is of course going to work with aubergine and beef. This one comes together in a few simple steps. We're going to serve it with some jasmine rice. So for this recipe, we'll be needing some minced beef. I've got half a packet of minced beef, which I'm going to be using, along with some rice of choice, or if you want to serve it with some quinoa, whatever you want to serve it with. I'm using some jasmine rice. So we're going to be needing a couple of aubergines, lots of chilies, some fresh garlic, ginger, some spring onions. Like I mentioned, I've got lots of wild garlic. I feel like I'm always well stocked up on wild garlic for wild garlic season, so I'm going to be throwing some of that in at the end, along with lots and lots of fresh basil. I'm going to make a super simple sauce using some ingredients like fish sauce, tamari, some soy sauce, and some miso. So starting off by putting the jasmine rice to cook, I just gave it a wash, and then I put half coconut milk, half water, along with some salt. So throwing together a sauce before we start cooking everything in that wok, because once that wok gets heated, it's just go, go, go from there. So we're going to combine some miso along with some fish sauce, some tamari, a little touch of maple syrup, and some rice mirin. Just whisking everything until smooth and combined. So moving on to chopping up all of our ingredients. That includes finely chopping up some garlic. I just should have used my garlic crusher to save time, but here I am chopping up this garlic, finely chopping it up, along with some spring onions, a little bit of chili. This chili is not so hot, so I'm kind of chopping up quite a bit. And then I grated some ginger, needed some ginger in there too. So grab your aubergine or your aubergines and chop them up, just roughly chop them anyhow. So I grabbed my wok. You can grab a large pan if you don't have a wok, that will be fine. So heat your pan and go ahead and place in your minced beef. We're just gonna cook the minced beef first. So place your beef in, just give it some salt and just cook it until it is cooked. Go ahead and just remove the beef from the pan. We're then going to place that chopped aubergine into the pan. So you might need to add a little bit more oil into the pan and place your aubergine in. Throw some salt in, give it some time, be a little bit patient with it. It is going to soften. Once it softens, you can go ahead and place in all of that finely chopped garlic, ginger, and chili. I just reduced the heat a bit, and I actually placed the lid on, even though I don't have a lid that fits this wok, just to almost let that aubergine steam and let that garlic just gently cook. After a few minutes, once that ginger, that garlic was fragrant in that pan, I placed the beef back into the pan along with the spring onions, and I poured over all of that gorgeous sauce, turning the heat up a little bit and just mixing everything well. Such a comforting stir fry. It is the perfect balance of rich, savory, and fresh. At least once a week, I'm grabbing my wok and making something that looks like this. Sometimes I'm using minced beef, sometimes I'm using tofu. That sauce with the miso and the maple syrup pretty much stays the same. So I finished off with all of those fresh herbs. So all of that basil, I just threw it into the wok, along with some torn wild garlic, which I'm just making the most of, and it worked so wonderfully in this recipe. Once the aubergine has almost melted and that beef is tasting from that sauce, you can go ahead and just serve everything up. So grab your jasmine rice or whatever you are serving this beef, aubergine and basil stir fry up with, and just place it on top. I placed some extra spring onions with a little bit of furikake and some chili just to finish. Another well-balanced plate of food. So many elements, yet so simple and easy to throw together. So there we have it, 3 gut-loving, gut-friendly recipes for you to take into your week. I hope this video inspires you to step into your kitchen and try something new this week. Let me know in the comments which one you will be trying out first. For more of my ebooks, you can head over to my website. I will see you all in the next video. See you, bye.